Congratulations on becoming a new consultant. You know, I so remember how that felt. I was excited, I was scared, I was thrilled, just full of possibilities. And you know what? The most important thing you are doing is plugging in to your education and to this recording, and there's going to be several more to walk you step by step through that process. My name is Jeannie Helm, and I have been with Mary Kay for 23 plus years. And I'd like to introduce you to my partner in crime, Miss Beth Austin.
We are so glad that you're here to take part of your education. And I can remember over 10 years ago when I was a brand new beauty consultant, just like you are, talking to Jeannie on the phone, and she said, Beth, here's the deal. If you will do your new consultant education, great. You will do it one time. You can always come back and revisit it as often as you need it, but if you'll really take that seriously, regardless of the intention of the moment for your business, whether you're excited about getting your products at wholesale and taking care of, 15, 20 customers, or whether you're really looking to build a serious career, regardless, if you'll do this education, you'll do it great one time, it will pay you for a lifetime. And she was absolutely right. We get to sit here over 10 years later, over 7 Mary Kay cars, over 4 pink Cadillacs, over $100,000 a year, and it was because of taking this education seriously. So I'm glad you're tuning in, and you will be very thankful you did.
You know, I recently saw a quote that said, you will get what you commit to. And that's so true in our Mary Kay business. And we want to start first by just making sure that you understand the principles of Mary Kay. When Mary Kay Ash, the lady, founded our company, it was based on 3 principles. Taking God first, your family second, and your career third. And she believed that in that order, everything worked. And out of that order, nothing worked. And it was very easy to get out of balance. And so one of the things you're going to love about Mary Kay is that you're going to become a great time manager if you're not one already. You're going to find ways to be able to fit Mary Kay in and around your existing lifestyle. You know, we use the example all the time about a glass, and a glass being your life, and the ice in the glass being all the things that you already do. You don't have to change your life dramatically to be successful, Mary Kay. It's just like Mary Kay is the tea or the water that you pour in, and it just fits beautifully around everything else. And that's how Mary Kay intended it. And so as we're talking about image and the whole philosophy of Mary Kay always asked us to project a professional image. And so Beth, would you share a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. And I know there's probably a lot of debate out there among corporate professionals as to what the definition of a professional image is. But, when Mary Kay started our company, she wanted women to be able to dress like women, and act like women, think like women, and yet be incredibly well paid. And so I do believe that when we are going to our classes and our facials, our parties, to our girls' night out, doing deliveries, when we are representing Mary Kay, the company, what Mary Kay asked of us is that we dress professionally. And the definition of that is a skirt and professional attire. And I was at an event recently, and it was so interesting to me just glancing around. When you are professionally dressed, it really sets you apart, and it instantly commands that respect that even if you're with friends and family and people know you, it instantly just elevates in their mind your level of professionalism. So what I did, because I had no professional wardrobe when I started Mary Kay, is I went and got a black skirt, white blouse, wore it to everything, and I did invest in the beauty coat. And that was probably, outside of my product inventory, one of my single best purchases. And I wore it to everything, and still do. All my classes, facials, parties, unit meetings. And I think it really helps level the playing field. When you're in front of different people, they could look at you and say, gosh, well, I'm not sure if I have a cute enough wardrobe to do her job. But if you're wearing that beauty coat, it's simple and it's easy. And it's also seen me through every size, shape, pregnant, nursing, everything else. And so it's a great investment. And you can find that on your Mary Kay In Touch website under the MK Connections area. And that's just a great resource for you to be able to order when it comes to building your professional attire.
And if you don't have a lot of wardrobe, it just is a huge blessing. And for me, when I started, I didn't have any dresses or skirts because that's just not what I needed. And so it allowed me to project that professional image. And when you think about it, when you go to the major department stores, What do you see in the cosmetic department? You see the women wearing beauty coats. So it immediately is that association in your potential client's eyes. And you know, one of the things about that beauty coat is I wore it to everything. It's washable. I wore it to unit meetings. I wore it to my skincare classes. I wore it to make deliveries. I even wore it to the grocery store because it was a great conversation starter. And so when you're going to unit meeting, besides your attire, what are some other things, Beth, that are really important about unit meeting etiquette, so to speak, so that everybody has such a great experience?
Absolutely, and I think that's great to cover. You know, some of us have maybe had a corporate or professional background, some of us maybe have not. And so the first thing to be prepared for at a unit event or function or meeting is a lot of fun. And it's not going to be like your typical everybody sitting around bored half to tears checking their watch to see what's happening. So it's a lot of fun. But there are a couple things that make that a great environment for everybody. The first thing I would just suggest is being there early. You know, it was really unusual to me when I first became a consultant that at anything you ever do that is part of Mary Kay, they will always start on time. You can count on it, take it to the bank. So being there early and also coaching any guests that you're not bringing with you that are maybe meeting you there to be there early is really, really important. The other thing is that that's not really a child event or a child venue, and sometimes you don't know that if maybe you've never been in that environment, but I'll tell you, you only have to do like one skincare class or party or be at a unit event where there's like, you know, 4 or 5 2-year-olds running around and you think, oh, I really need to coach around that. It's just like you would not take your 2 and 3-year-old to a professional corporate business meeting of any kind and turn them loose in the boardroom, right? Because it really, you want to make sure that your guests are feeling relaxed and pampered and that your consultants are able to learn and maximize their education as well. I also always coach any guests that are coming how we will be dressed as consultants, because one of the things we always want to know as women is what is everybody going to be wearing. And so let's say that Jenny was my guest and she was coming with me to a unit meeting, and I would say, well, Jenny, I want you to know, because we always want to know as girls, what do you wear? We as consultants will be professionally dressed, but I want you to come however you feel most confident and comfortable. And that way I give her the option and let her know what type of environment she'll be entering. But by the same token, if she's coming from work as a guest, she's coming from work, but she knows kind of what to expect and she's not caught off guard.
Also, another thing about unit meeting is you always want to keep it positive, not because we live and work through rose-colored glasses, but because that may be the very best thing that happens to some people in their entire week. We like to keep it very positive, very uplifting. If there's anything that is a challenge or might be difficult, that's the kind of thing you want to talk about with your director one-on-one. So keeping it positive, keeping it upbeat, and I always thought about it as kind of checking my troubles or my challenges or my worries, whether it was with my spouse, my children, whatever, checking it at the door and giving myself the gift of that time to be 100% in the moment.
Also, just bringing something to take notes with. As simple as that sounds, a lot of times maybe you've not been in an environment that is very thought-provoking, but I'll tell you, you'll definitely want to have either a journal or a notebook or something that you dedicate to your Mary Kay meetings, so that every time you head out the door, you're able to grab that and you're always prepared to jot down notes and things that you want to be sure and remember and to share with your team members.
And last but not least, there is even in your prize vouchers an opportunity to earn a prize just for being consistent, because we know that consistency always wins the race. And so when you attend 12 out of 13 events, you'll have your card checked each time, and then at the very end of that, you'll be able to turn in your prize voucher and receive a great prize.